The Weed of the Week is sponsored by the Enlist Weed Control System from Dow AgroSciences, a new herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate.
You work to protect your farm's legacy and to keep it going. Introducing the Enlist Weed Control System, an advanced herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate for exceptional control of tough weeds. The next chapter begins.
Our Weed of the Week is Puncturevine.
You know, wherever we travel around the country, there are some weeds that we just seem to find. In South Dakota, we have Puncturevine. And the reason that I know is because it will actually stick to your tires if you drive through it. Well, we happened to be out in the Pacific Northwest this fall, and we were in Oregon on a farm, and sure enough, we drove through Puncturevine, and it was just amazing to see, wow, you know, we're in a different climate where they're getting 3 times as much rain as what we're getting, and we still have some of the same weeds that we're trying to fight. With Puncturevine, I like the mechanism that it uses to spread. It can attach to clothing, it can attach to fur if an animal runs through, it can even attach to your tractor, car, or lawnmower tires because that seed has very hard and sharp spikes, and that's how Puncturevine spreads.
Yeah, and we actually have seen Puncturevine pop tires before, you know, not on big equipment, but certainly on small equipment like a lawnmower.
Or a bicycle. I wouldn't want to ride my bike through a Puncturevine patch because I would expect that I'm going to have some trouble. So the way we get it under control in non-crop areas, if you can kill everything, Roundup is very effective. I've used Roundup killing Puncturevine in parking lots and along the edge of gravel roads. These kind of places you can do a nice job just with straight Roundup. Once you're out in a grassy area, you don't want to kill the grass off because there are going to be some Puncturevine seeds around in that area. You want to have a nice thick cover of grass to try and choke out any Puncturevine that may want to get started. So you could use a high rate of 2,4-D. You could also use a strong rate of Tordon. Those 2 products would be very effective controlling Puncturevine.
Well, fortunately, we don't see this weed in crop very often, but you got any suggestions for in crop?
In corn, it's pretty easy. We can use Status. In wheat, you could possibly use 2,4-D, but it can be a little hard on the wheat. I would much rather see you try to use something like Husky at a real strong rate, perhaps even spiking in a little bit of addition broad spec to give it some more pop. In soybeans, there aren't really any good options. Flexstar and Cobra post-emerge would be your best shot. Pre-emerge, Authority, and Valor are okay, but not great on Puncturevine. The other product I should mention is Sharpen that could be used in a burn down, and that would be effective on Puncturevine control, especially when mixed with Roundup out before any crop.
Well, that's it for our Weed of the Week, Puncturevine, but stay tuned, Iron Talk is coming up next.